esteem and our appreciation for your 6 years of dedicated service as mayor, your service previously on the Planning and Zoning Commission, the 3B Corporation. This city is truly, you've been an integral part of its growth and charted a course for its future moving forward. And we're very proud to have served underneath you. Thank you so much.
All right, I'm not going to be quite so short, so you may be getting a mini state of the city here. So, but in all honesty, I want to thank all of you for coming out here tonight. The great thing about living here in America and in the city of Fulshear is you have elections and things change, but you go on and life keeps going. And thank you to Alyssa for the kind words you said. When I heard you were going to make some comments this evening, I was like, uh-oh, I don't know what to expect. But she's given me some great encouragement, and I appreciate that. But following the election this last Saturday, I run really the gamut of emotions from one end to the other. And serving Fulshear has become part of my life and existence, having worked continuously in roles for the city of Fulshear for 14 years as Planning Commission member and chairman, Fulshear Development Corporation president, and lastly as mayor for 6 years. It didn't hit me till this last weekend that there's not a single plat that has been filed in the city of Fulshear or the ETJ that I have not processed either on the Planning Commission or as the mayor. So from Firethorn to Fullbrook to Fulshear Run to Cross Creek Ranch and all points in between, I've seen all of that. And it's been a tremendous experience for me. It's been one of the highest honors for me to serve Fulshear and represent each one of you. I came into Fulshear in this office making decisions based on my motto, Fulshear deserves the best. And that has resulted in building a city that has a great reputation, not only in Fort Bend County, but well beyond. First, however, there is one issue that I would like to address straightforward here this evening. I've worked diligently on behalf of Fulshear for 14 years, beginning in the early years before there was any excitement and there was no growth out here. There was only a few of us. There was little interest to serve until now in 2016, where we are growing exponentially and flourishing as a city. Not once in those 14 years has my integrity as a person, as an engineer, ever been questioned. And I've been careful, very careful, to respect my position, whether that was on Planning and Zoning Commission or as mayor, to protect the integrity first and foremost of the city of Fulshear and myself while upholding my high professional engineering code of ethics. Sadly, last week, I had resolved myself just to exit this office as the statesman that I feel that I have been for the city of Fulshear. But it came to my attention there were yet still opportunities and efforts to put agenda items to confront me on conflicts of interest and other ethical issues. During this election, a continual assault has been made on my character and ethics simply by innuendos of a few. As if those falsehoods against me were not enough, some felt it necessary also to attack my wife and my son at Foster High School. A popular secret Facebook group even claimed that they needed to continue to be loud because being loud wins, even if it isn't the truth. I'm very disappointed in the level some will go to achieve their ends. Integrity to our system here in Fulshear is the foundation of Fulshear, and I will always stand to factual ethical challenges day in and day out. I believe there are some issues of ethics here in the city of Fulshear. And some of you may think that I'm being a little bit too harsh, but I think everyone needs to stop and reflect at what happened and what needs to happen going forward. As I previously brought to this city council, it is time for the city of Fulshear to enact a code of ethics and policies and procedures for city council members. We currently have, for example, city council members who are listing the city of Fulshear on their personal company's YouTube videos as their client, and their business has never had a contract with the city of Fulshear. The same individual claims the Cross Creek Ranch developer, Trendmaker, as a client who they in turn have voted to approve their plats and have not once filed a conflict of interest statement. Another participates in discussions of action items on our agenda directly beneficial to their business endeavors without filing conflict of interest statements. They also voted on items purchasing for themselves over $2,000 in goods and never filed a conflict of interest statement or brought it to the attention of anyone. And finally, yet another council member accepted over $30,000 in goods and services from contractors who rely on permits for their work while serving in an authority role over our permit department. I have to stand before you today and emphatically say that I have never been unethical. The only regret that I have is that I did not come out and defend myself against these smear tactics earlier on social media. I value and I treasure how all of you in the audience view me when it comes to my reputation. When you break it down, that's all we've got. I've always filed the required conflict of interest forms and conducted myself ethically and above reproach. If there was one single valid piece of evidence, it should have been taken to the authorities who can investigate it, and this will never happen because there's no evidence, for these are false allegations. Yet, again, Thursday night at 11 o'clock, I'm trying to prepare for changing the city council and the mayor in the city of Fulshear. And I'm getting emails wanting to bring up conflicts of interest for the Texas Heritage Parkway. I have no conflicts of interest with the Texas Heritage Parkway. There are a bunch of engineers and planners in this room. If I've asked them to stand up, there's probably 15 or 20. No matter who Fulshear hires or consults with for engineering services, for surveying services, for GIS services, for planning services, I probably know those individuals. They are my business colleagues. There's nothing unethical to have business colleagues in the professional services community. Rather than seek Fulshear's best and work together to bring the best ideas for our future, these attacks were promulgated to injure and harm me personally. They were set out to injure my family and to injure my business and my livelihood. To me, this has been a big embarrassment to the city of Fulshear. I'm sorry that I had to cover this in my outgoing remarks, but I felt it was necessary to protect the integrity of the person that I am. Next, as we look ahead now, the year ahead, the city has made commitments to help solve critical issues our residents face that must be funded in this next budget cycle. As Mayor-elect Roberts looks along with the City Council to prioritize these projects, the following projects must be funded in the budget that will be developed in the next 3 short months. 1, the Bodark area drainage improvements for flooding. The residents on Oak, Terry, Penn, and Leah have spoken, and they deserve improvements with new outfalls to the south into Harrison's property. When I met with residents in knee-deep water just 2 months ago, I assured them that this project would be funded. We have ditch cleaning set to begin next week, but the ultimate improvements must be funded now. We had 3 homes flooded twice within 1 year, and that cannot be allowed to happen again. Second, the stubble field. Were you reading my speech? Because redbird flooding is another big issue for the Boat Ark area. The residents of Shady and Country Lanes have been cut off from access to their homes 3 times in 1 year due to the backwater effects from the Brazos River. While no homes were flooded in this area, residents could not access their homes, leaving them stranded and cut off from emergency services personnel, for police, for fire, and for EMS. Providing improvements to ensure access during Brazos River elevated flood levels cannot be delayed another year. 3, the legacy Trent settlement issue. We have an agreement in place for remediation of the Trent settlement issue. However, this issue has severely impacted the quality of life in this area. Residents who have been trying to sell their homes have told me this has affected their sales, and their sales have fallen through. The residents in Cross Creek Ranch deserve for the city to continue to push for this project forward and provide a turnkey project as quickly as possible to restore their quality of life and aesthetic curb appeal. 4th, the Home Rule Charter. The residents of Fulshear spoke loud and clear how they wanted the city governed moving forward. They passed the Home Rule Charter implementing a city manager and council structure where council sets policy and the day-to-day operations are run by the city manager who answers to the city council. It's also a win for city employees who now do not have to struggle with council members trying to interfere in their day-to-day operations. The first task will be developing the 5 districts, and this must be done immediately using a qualified districting consultant. This districting process must be started early. It must be started now, and it must be conducted in the public's eye. Lastly, we've accomplished so much together in the last 6 years. I'd like to thank CJ Snipes and all the city staff for carrying out the mission that we had together. It's extremely difficult to develop and grow departments to keep pace with the exponential growth and maintain a high level of customer service that our residents expect. We developed the police department, builder services and permitting department, utility billing department, and we also improved the finance department, providing transparency to our citizens. City Hall has become an organization our residents know that they can trust and that they can depend on. We've grown from 5 employees to 50 and have some of the best public servants of any city I have ever seen. I've always said my goal is to build a city organization where you do not need a mayor or a city council to take care of your daily business. And we've done that with some very outstanding employees. I would like to thank all of our city employees because they work truly where the rubber meets the road and they take care of those things that matter to your lives on a daily basis. Just a few other notables that we as Team Fulshear have worked together hard to accomplish the past 6 years. A strong comprehensive plan with emphasis on mobility, parks and trails, focus on infrastructure including water wells, water towers, sewer plants, automated water meters, in-house billing, and completing our 4-year street repaving plan. We've also arranged and negotiated the financing for the Texas Heritage Parkway. That project's on the tee, and it will be up to the next mayor and the city council to drive it 300 yards down the fairway. We've also improved our revenue enhancement measures to help finance the city in spite of our older development agreements. Those measures include strategic partnership agreements, selling water at higher rates to ETJ developers, and obtaining inspection fees in the ETJ. These alone will add millions of dollars to the city's revenues in the years to come. Next, we use solid fiscal conservative budgeting, or as Rhonda would say, Tommy's just cheap. So we began office with about $1.7 million in the bank. And today I leave the city of Fulshear with $14.4 million across all of our accounts. That's an 850% increase in Fulshear's resources, because they'll need it for some of these large projects like the Redbird Lane area. Seventh, and perfection, and last and most importantly, is the city's reputation. We have worked hard to elevate the city's reputation through the hard work of employees and marketing the city out in the public arena. Thousands and thousands of hours have been invested to build the brand we enjoy today. We have so much to be thankful for here in Fulshear. I have met so many great people, and new businesses are moving to the area every day. We have laid a solid foundation and are set for those challenges that face all of us ahead together. I pray that Fulshear continues to grow and thrive as one community. I want to publicly thank Rhonda, my wife, and my kids Alyssa and Ty for understanding the time that I had to spend in my commitment to the mayor's job. Tonight, I complete 6 years serving the city of Fulshear, and for our city council meetings, I've had perfect attendance, and I'm proud of that because I made a commitment and I stuck to it. But my family has always supported me, and they deserve all the praise and honor. Give them a hand for me. Finally, I want to thank you for entrusting in me this responsibility, and I hope that you're proud of the job not only that I did, but our employees did, and all the other people who volunteered on behalf of the city, because Fulshear is moving into a new chapter in our history. The main reason that I ran for election this time was to help push the Home Rule Charter across that finish line. If you look at the seal up there, you see 3 dates, 1824, 1890, and 1977. 2016 is another date that will be added to that city seal as voters approve the Home Rule Charter. Thank you for supporting it by such a wide margin. I always hope and pray that God will bless the city of Fulshear, will bless our new mayor and our new council as they work together to face those difficult challenges that lay ahead of us. Thank you, and I appreciate your support. Thank you.